everyone. Thank you for joining me for episode 9 of your Business English Boost, where I'm reading through my entire book, The Little Big Business English Book of Vocabulary. Today, we're going to tackle better ways to say difficult. Difficult is a negative word, and you want to avoid negative words in English, especially in business English. So I'm going to break down for you different ways to say difficult that fit different situations, different scenarios, different levels of difficulty that still make you sound positive, professional, and tactful in business English. Let's jump right in. Okay, for those of you who have the book at home, we're on page 2 of the book. If you don't have the book, no big deal. I'm going to put the entire book up there on the screen for you, or the entire page that I'm reading from of the book up on the screen for you. And if you do want to buy the book, I'll put the link down below in the comments. It's $9.99 on Amazon worldwide. Okay, anyways, but let's just jump right in. So we have better ways to say difficult that fit different situations. The very first one here is that's a tough one. And that's a tough one is fantastic. This means something that someone's asking of you, whether to answer a question or to do a job, is challenging and complex. I'm going to read from my book here. So that's a tough one. Something is challenging and complex. It's somewhat informal. It shows empathy or hesitation without any negativity. So your manager comes to you, we pushed the deadline to Wednesday when it was originally Friday. Oof, that's a tough one. We'll do our best, meaning this is going to be difficult. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be complex, but we'll try. So it's by a way of saying something's going to be difficult, but you're not saying it's difficult. That's a tough one. Your request is tough. Or can you tell me, what our sales would be next quarter? That's a tough one. That's complex. I don't have the numbers in front of me, or I'm just forecasting. I'm just pulling numbers out of the air. That's a tough one. It could be this. So by saying something's difficult because it's complex or complicated or challenging, you can say that's a tough one. And I say it's informal. It's kind of semi-formal. I mean, most business English that we use globally anyway is not overly formal. So this is perfectly fine in most, like 90% of business situations. Next one is pretty demanding. Now, if something is demanding, it's difficult because it demands all your attention, all your time, all your skill, all your resources, all your whatever. You're not saying what it's demanding, but it's demanding something. So if something's pretty demanding, it's quite, and you can take out pretty and say quite demanding, or just say demanding, but pretty makes it a synonym for very demanding. So if you say something's pretty demanding, just means this is really difficult for whatever reason, but the reason is going to be what you have: time, ability, resources, skill, whatever the case may be. If something is difficult because of you not having a lack of time, skills, resources, ability, space, whatever the case may be, that's a better synonym for difficult than saying that's difficult. No, that's pretty demanding. We only have 4 staff. We need 6 to do this. That's difficult. No, it's pretty demanding. It's going to demand a lot from the staff that we do have. So this is a fantastic synonym for difficult. Next one here is it's no easy feat. Now a feat. If you don't know feat is something that's an impressive accomplishment. So a feat of engineering, or what a great feat. This means an impressive accomplishment. But there's this idiom, meaning it's no easy feat, meaning it's not going to be easy to accomplish. So something's difficult, and this you can use in the most formal situations, semi-formal, informal, anywhere you can use this one. It's no easy feat, or that will be no easy feat. It just means this is not going to be easy to accomplish. This is going to be difficult to accomplish, but you're not saying difficult. It's no easy feat. It's fantastic. Let me read from my book here. It's no easy feat, impressive and hard to achieve. Great for praising someone's effort. Oh yeah, so if someone did, on the flip side, instead of saying something is difficult, this is going to be difficult for us to do, it will be no easy feat. If someone did something and you're impressed how they managed to do something which was so difficult, you can say it was no easy feat, or that's no easy feat, meaning that you're really acknowledging their accomplishment because that was a really difficult thing to accomplish. It's fantastic. Next one here is quite a challenge. Now we have challenge. Challenge in English, if you don't know this, challenge means something's difficult, but I like the difficulty. I like being put in a situation where I need to figure things out, where I'm against deadlines. So if someone asks you to do something and it's not going to be easy, it's going to be difficult, but you're ready to do it, or you're enthusiastic to do it, you can say this, that's quite the challenge, or this will be quite the challenge, meaning this is going to be very difficult, but we're up for it. So this is a really positive way to say something's difficult, that you will take it on, you will do something, You know it's going to be difficult. It's not going to be easy, but you like the fact that you've kind of been given this task that's really going to challenge your skill, your time, your team, whatever the case may be. So this is a positive way to say difficult. It's quite the challenge. Next one here is tricky. And tricky, I mean, it's direct synonym for difficult, but when something is tricky, it means it's complicated or complex or difficult for reasons that are not really plain. So in IT, this is used a lot. I mean, something's difficult to do. Well, no, something's tricky. We have to go in, we have to redo the coding, make sure the coding works, make sure there's no mistakes. There's so many steps. It's quite complex. It's quite elaborate. When something is difficult for those reasons, tricky is your synonym. Next one here, we have technically complex. Again, pretty much the same as tricky. This is really quite formal. This is when someone from sales or management talks to IT saying, make this happen. They think you're wizards on the computer and you can make anything happen. If you need to tell them something will be tricky or difficult because it's technically complex, they'll understand the difficulty or the level of difficulty is going to be time and man hours and work. So if something's technically complex, it's going to take time. It's difficult to do because it's not a straightforward task. It's very elaborate, lots of steps, lots of people, lots of tests involved. That's what you want to say when something's difficult, technically complex. It's fantastic. Next one here is hard to manage. Now, manage, you probably know manage is in like, I'm a manager, I manage a team. Fine. But manage also means to do or something is doable. So if we want to have a board of directors meeting on Thursday, that's going to be hard to manage. Half the board's on holiday. It's going to be difficult to do. So manage, it means to do something or be able to do something. So if something's hard to manage, there's certain elements that you don't have accessible to you to make something go to fruition or make something be successful or even to do something. So we need to ship out delivery Wednesday as opposed to Friday. It's going to be hard to manage. We're down staff. 2 staff are off sick from the warehouse. We just don't have the manpower. It's going to be hard to do. So difficult to do. If something's difficult to actually execute, you want to say this. And it's a lot better way, a lot nicer way of saying something's difficult, saying it's hard to manage, meaning we'll do our best, but with the resources, the funds, the time, the equipment, the setup that we have, it's going to be difficult to do. Difficult to do, hard to manage. Next one here, an uphill battle. I love this one. I love this one. Idioms, if you don't know idioms, I mean, of course, if you watch my videos, you do know idioms, but if you don't know the role that idioms play in English, you need to. Idioms, of course, you have idioms in your own language, but in business English, we use idioms all the time. Idioms create an entire scene and scenario and picture and emotion and perspective in a few words, more than regular words can. So if something's an uphill battle, it means it's going to be a challenge at every single step. If you have a battle, I mean, idioms come from gambling, from sports, from military. And if you have a battle on a field and you have one person there, another, and the enemy's over here, well, you're on a level playing field and you're having a battle. But if it's an uphill battle, well, then I'm fighting uphill plus fighting someone with a sword, or this is an old idiom. It makes that situation even that much more difficult. I'm going to read you this, what I have here. And it's an uphill battle. It's tiring and slow. Used when progress is difficult, but not impossible. So your goal is to get to the top of that mountain. And that mountain has people coming down with swords. It has rocks rolling down the hill. It has snow coming down, an avalanche. So you have, I'm talking in idioms here. So you have to battle all of that to reach your goal. So if something's an uphill battle, it's doable. You can manage it, but it's going to be difficult every single step of the way. There's going to be so many obstacles and so many things in your way. And the very last one is a real obstacle. So if you think of the Olympic sports athletics or track and field, this is when people run and they jump over a gate and they run and jump over a gate. That's an obstacle race. And so an obstacle is something small that you can't go right through it. You have to jump over it. So if something's an obstacle, something that comes up in business, you have to deal with it. So if something is a difficulty, that's a noun. Something's difficult because there's a difficulty there. You have to deal with paperwork. You have to deal with legislation. You have to deal with staffing issues. You have to deal with laws, whatever the case may be, or policies at your work. If something's difficult because there's something stopping you from going directly forward, that thing is an obstacle. And so you can say this is a real obstacle, or that's going to be an obstacle. So it's blocking and problematic. You have to deal with it before you can go through it. It's neutral, formal. It's good in every single situation, and it's ideal for problem-solving conversations. So when you're brainstorming issues, working with things, or someone sends out to your team, I want to do this. Oh, that's a real obstacle. That's going to be quite an obstacle, meaning that's not going to be very easy to do. It's going to be difficult. There's something blocking us from doing what you want us to do. We have to get over that or get through that. Okay, hopefully you've mastered and understood these great ways of saying difficult, where you're not being negative, you're still remaining tactful and professional and positive, which is incredibly important in business English. Thank you so much for joining me. If you did enjoy this, I encourage you to like the video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll meet you back here for episode 10 of your Business English Boost.